Have you ever sat down to enjoy a hearty meal, thinking you're doing everything right for your health, only to find out later that some of the foods on your plate might be doing more harm than good? We've all been told to eat our veggies since we were kids, right? But what if I told you that some vegetables, yes, vegetables, could actually be harming your brain and increasing your risk of dementia? Now, I know this sounds shocking. After all, veggies are supposed to be the good guys on our plates. But the truth is, certain vegetables, when eaten in excess or prepared the wrong way, could quietly contribute to memory loss, brain fog, and even long-term cognitive decline. And the worst part? Most of us eat these every day without even realizing it. But don't worry, this isn't just a list of foods to fear. Today, we're going to uncover the 6 vegetables you need to watch out for, and, more importantly, share simple, healthy swaps and tips to protect your brain and keep your mind sharp as you age. 1. Potatoes, the comfort food with a hidden cost. Let's start with a vegetable that's probably on everyone's dinner table at least once a week. Potatoes, mashed, baked, fried, or roasted. Who doesn't love them, right? They're comforting, filling, and a big part of many traditional meals. But here's the catch. Potatoes, especially when eaten in large amounts, can quietly affect your brain health over time. How? It all comes down to something we don't always think about: blood sugar. Potatoes are packed with starch, which quickly turns into glucose, that's sugar, in your body. Now, your brain does need glucose for energy, but when you get too much of it, too fast, it can cause spikes in your blood sugar. Over time, these constant spikes lead to something called insulin resistance, and that's a big red flag. Why? Because insulin resistance doesn't just affect your body, it messes with your brain too. It can cause inflammation and oxidative stress, 2 major players in the development of Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. Studies have even shown that people with diabetes, which is linked to high blood sugar, are at a much higher risk of cognitive decline. And it gets worse when we talk about how we prepare potatoes. Think about your favorite fries or potato chips. Delicious, right? But those fried or heavily processed potato products are full of unhealthy fats that crank up inflammation in your brain even more. But don't worry, you don't have to give up potatoes entirely. The key is to moderate how much you're eating and focus on healthier cooking methods. Instead of reaching for the fries, try roasting potatoes with the skin on for more fiber, or swap them out with sweet potatoes, which have a lower impact on blood sugar. Small changes like these can make a big difference in protecting your brain health as you age. 2. Corn, the sweet treat. That's not so sweet for your brain. Now, let's talk about a vegetable that feels like summer on a plate. Corn. Whether it's on the cob at a barbecue, in a warm bowl of chowder, or sprinkled over a fresh salad, corn is everywhere. It's sweet, it's satisfying, and it's often seen as a healthy, wholesome choice. But here's the surprising truth. Corn, especially in its processed forms, could be quietly affecting your brain health, and it all comes down to something called omega-6 fatty acids. Now, omega-6 fatty acids aren't bad on their own. In fact, your body needs them to function. But here's where it gets tricky. The modern diet is overloaded with omega-6s, and corn is a big reason why. At the same time, many of us are getting enough of their brain-boosting counterpart, omega-3 fatty acids, the kind you find in fish, flax seeds, and walnuts. Why does this matter? When there's too much omega-6 and not enough omega-3 in your diet, it can lead to chronic inflammation. And yes, that includes inflammation in your brain. Over time, this imbalance has been linked to neuroinflammation, a key factor in the development of Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. But it's not just the corn on your plate that's the problem. It's hidden in corn oil, which is used in all sorts of processed foods, from salad dressings to snack bars. And those highly processed corn-based foods can throw your body's natural balance even more out of whack. So what can you do? You don't have to give up corn completely, but it's important to be mindful. Try cutting back on processed foods that contain corn oil and focus on adding more omega-3 rich foods to your diet. Simple swaps, like using olive oil instead of corn oil, or snacking on nuts and seeds instead of processed chips, can help restore balance and protect your brain health. It's all about keeping things in moderation and making small, mindful choices that support your well-being. 3. Tomatoes. The unexpected culprit in your kitchen. All right. Now this one might really surprise you. Tomatoes. Yes, those juicy, vibrant, delicious tomatoes that top your salads, sauces, and sandwiches. They're packed with antioxidants like lycopene, which we've all heard is great for heart health and even cancer prevention. But here's what most people don't realize. For some folks, tomatoes can actually pose hidden risks to brain health. And it all comes down to the fact that tomatoes are part of a plant family known as nightshades, along with potatoes, eggplants, and peppers. Nightshades contain natural compounds like lectins and solanine. While these are harmless in small amounts for most people, they can cause trouble when consumed in larger quantities or if you're sensitive to them. Let's start with lectins. These are proteins that can interfere with how your body absorbs nutrients and can even cause inflammation in the gut. Now, why does gut health matter when we're talking about the brain? It's because of something called the gut-brain axis, a direct line of communication between your digestive system and your brain. When your gut is inflamed or out of balance, it can trigger inflammation in the brain, increasing the risk of cognitive decline and even conditions like Alzheimer's disease. Then there's solanine, a compound that can be neurotoxic when consumed in high amounts. While tomatoes don't have as much solanine as, say, potatoes, eating a lot of tomato-based products over time, like sauces, ketchup, or soup, can contribute to issues like brain fog, memory problems, and fatigue. But before you toss out all your tomatoes, here's the good news. Moderation is key. If you notice you feel foggy or tired after meals heavy in tomato products, it might be worth cutting back and seeing if you feel a difference. And if you're concerned about inflammation, you can swap tomatoes for other anti-inflammatory vegetables like zucchini or beets. Remember, it's not about eliminating foods completely. It's about finding what works best for your body and making mindful choices that support your brain health. 4. Spinach, the leafy green that might not be so brain-friendly. Now, I know what you're thinking. Spinach? Really? How could one of the healthiest greens out there possibly be bad for you? It's packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. We've all heard it's a superfood that supports everything from heart health to strong bones. But here's the twist. Spinach, when eaten in large amounts, can have some unexpected effects on your brain health. And it's all because of a naturally occurring compound called oxalates. Oxalates are compounds found in many leafy greens, but spinach has some of the highest levels. What do oxalates do? Well, they bind to calcium in your body, forming tiny crystals. Most people know this can lead to kidney stones, but here's the part that's not as well known. Oxalates can also affect your brain. In some cases, oxalates can cross the blood-brain barrier. That's the protective shield that keeps harmful substances out of your brain. Once inside, these compounds can interfere with normal brain function and even trigger neurotoxicity. This can lead to symptoms like memory loss, cognitive fog, and over time, increase the risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. But here's the thing, not everyone is equally sensitive to oxalates. Some people can eat spinach every day with no problem, while others might notice issues if they consume too much. Genetics, existing kidney issues, and even your gut health can play a role in how your body handles oxalates. So, what should you do? If you're worried about the potential impact of oxalates on your brain health, or if you have a family history of cognitive decline, it might be a good idea to moderate your spinach intake. You can also rotate your greens by choosing lower oxalate options like kale, arugula, or collard green. And if you do love your spinach, cooking it instead of eating it raw can help reduce the oxalate content. It's all about balance, because even the healthiest foods can have unexpected effects if we're not paying attention. 5. Eggplant, the versatile veggie that could be messing with your memory. Next up is a vegetable that's a favorite in kitchens around the world: eggplant. Whether you call it eggplant or aubergine, it's the star of dishes like baba ganoush, eggplant parmesan, and ratatouille. It's versatile, flavorful, and packed with fiber and antioxidants. But here's the thing. Eggplant belongs to the same nightshade family as tomatoes and potatoes, and that means it comes with some potential risks, especially when it comes to brain health. Eggplants contain a natural compound called solanine, the same neurotoxin we talked about with tomatoes and potatoes. While solanine levels in eggplant are generally lower, eating large amounts of eggplant, or if you're sensitive to nightshades, can disrupt brain function. So how does this work? Solanine can interfere with the activity of acetylcholine, a crucial neurotransmitter responsible for memory, learning, and concentration. When solanine messes with acetylcholine, it can lead to symptoms like brain fog, difficulty focusing, and even memory lapses. And here's where it becomes a concern for seniors. Acetylcholine levels naturally decline as we age, so anything that further disrupts this balance could potentially accelerate cognitive decline. But that's not all. Eggplants can also trigger inflammatory responses in some people, particularly in those who already deal with conditions like arthritis or other inflammatory disorders. And, as we've discussed, chronic inflammation is a major contributor to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So, should you cut eggplant out of your diet completely? Not necessarily. If you don't notice any issues when you eat it, you're probably fine enjoying it in moderation. But if you experience brain fog or joint pain after eating nightshades like eggplant, it might be worth experimenting by cutting back and seeing if you feel a difference. And remember, there are plenty of delicious alternatives out there. Zucchini, mushrooms, or cauliflower can give you that hearty, satisfying texture without the potential risks. At the end of the day, it's about listening to your body and making choices that keep you feeling sharp and energized. 6. Carrots, the bright veggie with a dark side for your brain. Finally, let's talk about a vegetable that's probably sitting in your fridge right now. Carrots. Crunchy, sweet, and packed with beta-carotene, carrots have long been celebrated for supporting eye health, immune function, and even glowing skin. We've all heard that eating carrots helps you see better, right? But here's something you might not have heard. Too much beta-carotene, especially from carrots, could have unintended consequences for your brain health. Beta-carotene is an antioxidant that your body converts into vitamin A, which is essential for many functions. But here's where things get tricky. When you consume excessive amounts of beta-carotene, it can disrupt the delicate balance of antioxidants in your body. And instead of protecting your cells, this imbalance can lead to something called oxidative stress. So what is oxidative stress? It's when your body has too many free radicals, those unstable molecules that damage your cells, and not enough antioxidants to neutralize them. In the brain, oxidative stress is a big deal. It's been linked to the development of Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and other forms of cognitive decline. But it doesn't stop there. Some studies have shown that high doses of beta-carotene supplements, especially in older adults, may actually increase the risk of cognitive impairment. Now, eating a few carrots a day isn't likely to cause this kind of problem, but if you're loading up on carrot juice, eating large amounts of carrots daily, or taking beta-carotene supplements, it might be worth taking a closer look. So what's the takeaway here? Moderation is key. Carrots are still a great addition to your diet, but they should be part of a colorful, balanced plate. Instead of focusing heavily on just one vegetable, try including a variety of fruits and vegetables in different colors. This ensures you're getting a diverse range of antioxidants without overloading on any single nutrient. And if you're thinking about supplements, always check with your healthcare provider before adding high doses of beta-carotene to your routine. The goal isn't to avoid carrots, it's to enjoy them as part of a balanced, brain-healthy diet that supports you as you age, protecting your brain for the long run. Now that we've uncovered these 6 surprising vegetables that could pose risks to brain health, you might be wondering, what should I do next? Should you cut out all these veggies completely? The good news is you don't have to make any drastic changes overnight. It's not about fear, it's about balance, awareness, and making mindful choices that support your health as you age. Here are some simple, practical steps you can start taking today to protect your brain and keep your mind sharp. 1. Prioritize variety in your diet. The key to a brain-healthy diet is diversity. Instead of relying heavily on just 1 or 2 vegetables, aim to include a rainbow of fruits and veggies in your meals. Different colors mean different nutrients, and this helps ensure you're getting a wide range of antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that work together to protect your brain. 2. Focus on anti-inflammatory foods. Since inflammation is a major contributor to cognitive decline, it's important to include plenty of anti-inflammatory foods in your diet. Think of foods like salmon, flax seeds, walnuts, and chia seeds, which are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These are powerful nutrients that help calm inflammation and support brain function. Herbs and spices like turmeric and ginger are also fantastic for reducing inflammation naturally. 3. Be mindful of how you prepare your food. It's not just about what you eat, it's also about how you prepare it. For example, frying potatoes or over-processing corn can increase unhealthy fats and compounds that harm brain health. Instead, try baking, steaming, or roasting your vegetables with healthy oils like olive oil or avocado oil. This helps preserve nutrients while minimizing harmful byproducts. 4. Watch for your own body's signals. Everyone's body is different. Pay attention to how you feel after eating certain foods. Do you notice brain fog, fatigue, or digestive issues after a big tomato-based meal? Or do you feel more clear-headed when you cut back on nightshades like eggplant or potatoes? Listening to your body can help you identify which foods might be affecting your cognitive health. 5. Limit processed foods and hidden ingredients. Many of the risks we've talked about aren't just from the vegetables themselves. They come from how these foods are processed. Corn oil and potato chips, for example, are far more harmful than fresh, whole foods. Try to limit highly processed snacks. And when you're shopping, read ingredient labels to avoid hidden additives and unhealthy oils. 6. Balance your nutrients, especially omega-3s and omega-6s. Modern diets tend to have too many omega-6 fatty acids from foods like corn and processed oils, and not enough omega-3s, which are essential for brain health. Try to increase your intake of omega-3 rich foods like salmon, mackerel, walnuts, and flax seeds while cutting back on processed oils like corn or soybean oil. 7. Consider speaking with a healthcare professional. If you're concerned about cognitive decline or you have a family history of dementia, it might be worth having a conversation with your doctor or a registered dietitian. They can help you create a personalized plan to support your brain health and identify any specific sensitivities you might have to certain foods. At the end of the day, there's no magic food that will completely protect you from dementia, but there are many small, everyday choices you can make that add up to a healthier brain and a sharper mind as you age. Remember, it's not about fear, it's about being informed, making smart choices, and listening to your body. By focusing on a balanced, diverse diet, staying active, and keeping your mind engaged, you're already taking powerful steps toward protecting your brain health. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with friends and family who might benefit from this information. And as always, we'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed certain foods affecting your brain health? Share your experiences in the comments below. Thanks for joining me today on Senior Wellness Path. Until next time, stay healthy, stay sharp, and take good care of yourself.